Dude, you're going to have nightmares after this.
I'm going to get home at like 1 in the morning.
Well, you're going to like laying in bed and then all of a sudden you're going to hear me talking about nonsensical shit. We recording? We good? We live?
Yeah.
You got a nice little water mason thing? Is that the new studios? Is that the new studios thing, man? Mason jars?
Are we still in frame?
We're in the hub. We're in the hub.
We got
in
Mac.
frame.
We got Mac in the studio today producing for us.
Yes.
Yeah, man. We're just recording crazy shit. Crazy shit. So last time we talked, last season, you thought the episode sucked.
I hated it. Yeah.
Why?
I thought you also thought it sucked, but
no, I didn't. I didn't hate it, and a lot of people enjoyed it.
No, you definitely said it sucked at some point.
I said your hair sucks.
All right, that's fair enough. But
why did you think it sucked?
I don't know. I felt like we were a little bit like I knew it was gonna be all over the place, obviously, but
right.
I feel like the conversations off mic often are more interesting. That's how I felt. Yeah, participating in it.
That's often. That's why I didn't talk to you for the last couple of days.
That's good. Yeah, I do like that. I tell people not to talk. I think I told you that at some point, or gave Tara that advice.
I got your text messages and stuff.
Yeah.
Like starting a new studio.
I was gonna say, I was like, does he even like me anymore?
Yeah,
no. I'm texting him all this like deep shit. I'm like having this like
you're trying to get
here
like
in the
other
studio.
people to send in questions. Like you're fucking with the show, man. So, but all right. So let's do this in like 35 minutes, 40 minutes, and let's execute.
All right. Well, you drive then.
I am driving. Because what the fuck are you thinking?
What am I thinking?
Yeah, what are you thinking, man?
Dude, I'm just happy to be here. I like happiness.
No, I'm talking about that mustache. Like, what is that?
It's not believe it or not, it's not the first time I've been asked that question.
Yeah, no, I believe it 100%. So you're happy to be here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you own the roof for the next 30 days.
Yep.
It's not ideal.
Technically, I'll make it through to Jan because there's a security deposit involved. Like I think that buys me like the last month, unless
all the way
fuck
through
something
January.
up here, like I start a fire in here or something like that.
No, bigger problems if that happens.
Sure.
So, all right, you're in it. What's the immediate feeling?
It's just like pride, man, and kind of disbelief. Like it's weird to have disbelief over something that you worked very hard over and you deserve like twice over, but it's still there. And
like, you've been part of a successful podcast studio or building a successful podcast studio. There's other studios around.
Right.
Why are you building your own? What are you trying to accomplish for Chris Mueller? Fringe Podcasts.
I want to have the full autonomy to be able to do it in the way that I want to do it. I think that there's a lot to be improved upon in terms of like the business model and creating hit shows, creating stuff, in a very oversaturated market, figuring out how to stand out in it. Like you have to really pay attention and be living and breathing it every day as much as I do and as much as other people that do what I do in order to detect those things, I think. And I'll think that I found something special a bunch of times, but over time you'll find some that stick out.
And so how do you want to start to think about, you're on the show here, we rent studio space, we pay for different things. Other people do the same, but like, how are you thinking about the future of podcasts? Like stepping out and being your own isn't about renting hours here.
No, I mean, in the immediate it is like,
correct.
That's just the cost of entry.
You could do that back anywhere. You could go anywhere and do that. what are you thinking about the future of podcasting?
I think, again, you have to be very involved in it, and you also have to be, I think, removed enough from it as well to be able to see what the opportunities are to build businesses within it, like actually sustain yourself, make a good living, and do it like the way that you want to do it.
Cool. So
in a way that's a good life.
You've contradicted yourself and spoken in generalities. So like, how would you say Chris Mueller and Fringe Podcast is going to differentiate over the next year or two? Like specifically, what do you want to achieve?
I want to be a partner in what they're building both on the show and off of it.
Yeah. How does that play out in real life for you, day in, day out? You start thinking like, I mean, it's not a rental.
I don't need to work on or edit every show that comes in here. Right. Like I would rather find people, and part of the problem with this business is how do you promote the growth of the producers that you train and stuff and invest time and, basically access to
teach them
people. Yeah. Like that takes a lot of work, and it's not to be taken lightly, but there's definitely like a ceiling that you reach. So I would rather, everybody's going to have their different interests, right? I'm interested in particular types of shows.
What kind of shows?
Comedy shows. I'm the girl show producer also now.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how that happened, but not mad about it.
Yeah,
it's
like
been pretty
you're
cool.
the guy with that mustache.
Yeah.
And like they let you do girl shows. It's kind of cool.
I don't understand how it works, but it works. Those I would say are the main two pockets, entrepreneurship stuff too, but a lot of that annoys me.
Yeah. Well, I agree. So without a doubt, I don't think we're even a normal entrepreneurship podcast,
if we were,
let alone a normal podcast. So first off, most podcasts have people that listen, or actually no, most people have nobody that listens, right?
Yeah, most people, yeah.
Yeah. So when I think about where to go with the show, I got an email like, oh, your craft or this. I don't know what I'm fucking doing. Like, I'm just trying to learn. I'm just trying to practice. I'm just trying to get to decent conversations that I know I have off camera. How do I translate that on camera, right? And so when I start to think about how do you produce that, I don't know. So how do you see?
Because it's different every time. That's what I hate when people ask me, how do you, what makes a good show? Every time, every singular time, it's completely different.
Explain that a little more.
Every person is different.
Give an example. I challenge you to come up with an example. What's a good show? Pick your favorite show from the David Noble show. There's only 3 good ones.
Favorite episode you're saying? Fuck, I hate when you ask me this while we're recording.
Man, you didn't do your homework, dude. Didn't do his homework. Literally has missed one episode. It's the best one, by the way. But
Callie?
Yeah, I thought so. I felt really good about that episode because he at the end of it was like, that was awesome because I never get to talk about that stuff.
Yeah, you love the positive feedback with the show.
Yeah, I do. But I also like when you walk out of the show and I've added a friend.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's critical.
I most recently liked Vulgar Chef. I have a recency bias
with
things. Yeah, for sure.
What did you like about him or about the show?
It's also the show grows quickly.
Right.
So it should be,
should be getting better.
Yeah. Should be because you're some of the most recent ones. Yeah.
You're the only one that sees the same thing multiple times, right?
Exactly.
In different roles. So you'll see different perspectives, but especially
I thought
at the outset.
most of the boxes that I want to check in an episode with that, and
really?
not in a we got to go in and check all these boxes way. The execution occurred.
Yeah. There was a lot of work that went into that episode on my side, and I watched.
Tell us a little bit about that because I think it's interesting to people.
Yeah, I mean, I watched a lot of his stuff. I think it was easier for me than a lot of the women that we introduced because I actually enjoyed laughing at his content, right? Whereas I really think Piper Phillips does a great job with her social media.
She does a phenomenal job, yeah.
But I'm it's not for me. I'm not the target audience.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
So it's it's harder. And I do watch it because I feel like I learned from her watching it.
Yeah.
And so I do, but it's not the same thing. Whereas I was like, oh, look at this guy making rainwater, right? Whenever I did that, we were back 9 months. There's no way I went back 9 months on probably any other person.
Yeah.
And it was and I to be honest with you, I didn't even get the vulgar part of his name. Vulgar Chef, I didn't get it when I came in, and then like all of a sudden, like a light went off during the show. Like I was just watching the things he was making. And I thought it was phenomenal. And like, I was laughing at the t-shirts and like, and
so
I was
what
like,
was the,
but it
what
was
the light
so
that went off?
vulgar, right? Like he's got OnlyFans girls in his things. He's got sexual references throughout everything.
Yeah.
He mentioned the ketchup Pornhub t-shirt as his favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And I never got that the guy had to be vulgar.
Yeah.
It's in his name. It's in his brand. It's his brand. Like that never.
So do you think he doesn't want to be, or what?
No. He was very open about it. It's just like, I did all this research. And then when I came and sat down, I was like, aha.
Oh, the realization.
And
came
so
at
it
first,
was a real conversation. It wasn't me asking him questions about that thing, or even to some extent with Mackenzie trying to mess around, like, you know, like get her to say something that you could riff off of her too. It was like, hey, let's talk about that social media that you did. Like, this is interesting to me. Like, do you have wafers at your house? Yeah, I got wafers, right? Like, because I got into that social.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, when we go back, you know, the John Craigie episode was probably like one of my favorites to do, because like I really like his music, but
this is one of my least favorite episodes.
yeah, and he just wouldn't play off of any of it, right? And like he wouldn't. So you didn't stick around for the show? He answered all the questions in between the songs.
Really?
Yeah. And it was like, I was asking him the right questions. They just happened to be a part of his new live show.
That's weird though, that he wouldn't answer them still.
Well, they end up in the albums, in the live albums.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
so
a
it's
cool
like
aspect.
it's like a live comedic. You know, he has the comedic approach, so he does the singing and then the comedy. And so those are two people that I knew really well going into the interview. One went not the way I thought, and one went way better than I could have dreamed. And
it happens like that sometimes.
Yeah, no, for sure. I
And
mean,
again, I don't think it's like really repeatable. I don't think you know until you just do it.
No, that's it. I also think like you're better on the rewatch of what's a good episode, and I'm better live.
What do you mean by that?
When you go through and edit it, if you text me it was a good episode, it's always a good episode.
Yeah, that's true.
If you say when we walk out of here wasn't that good, you're not always right.
No, I'm rarely right.
Yeah.
I would almost
Do you know what I mean? In the live
say that
moment,
there's a pattern that it may end up being
a good
better
episode. Right. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm kind of
I wonder why that is. I really don't know why that is.
I just think it's the role of the producer. It's a different role.
It's maybe a different lens or whatever.
The editor is the editor is consuming and making decisions.
Right.
The producer is doing all the other things.
Yeah.
You know, so that's really where I start to see it.
How do you feel?
And
you got some big changes too. You texted me. I can talk about everything now. How do you feel?
Free. Yeah, I think free. I think like I texted you, it's like, I don't have to worry about getting fired. Like, like, you know what I mean? Like, well, that's already taken care of. So look, I mean, I think I've been in academia since 2007. That's 17 years.
Yeah.
And so and I said this the other night, everyone goes to me, they're like, oh, well, you're not a real academic. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, that's like the most backhanded compliment ever, right? Like, they think they're complimenting me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I got a PhD. I got 6 articles. Like, what's not real about that? Because I outperform? Like,
yeah, because you actually
you
do
know what
stuff.
I mean? Like, because I do other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I go to work 6 days a week. Is that like, if I only go 1 day a week, would I be a real academic? I don't know. So, you know, I think changes are coming, and I'm really happy to return to faculty and do those things. Also, it allows me to open up, you know, I think my skill set. Heretofore, I've been really invested in building entrepreneurial programs that are pre-startup. So like Worth Institute doesn't have any startup programs.
Right.
They are things that I think will lead to people getting involved in startup programming or prepare them for success down the road, long tail. And I think now I feel much more free to go and help Andrew Burns.
Yeah.
Like I can just ignore everything else and go help Andrew Burns. Right. And that I can be like, hey, I don't want to go out with these people tonight. Like, do you need help? If you don't call me, you don't call me. But, I mean, like I can do those decisions that I couldn't do before.
Sometimes you can lift your own wall, man.
Yeah. Oh, I figured out why, because like it's not solid.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, man, it was enough of a process.
What were you thinking when you went with the braided rug?
Fringe.
Fringe. Okay. Yeah. There you go.
Fringe.
I didn't put it together. I can't put together vulgar chef with vulgarity, right? So like
I like it better when it's like that.
Yeah,
I don't even care about it if people know. Like right. I know. I don't care.
Right. Yeah, no, but I got it.
And a couple people know.
So what is it that you see Fringe Podcasts becoming? What makes a podcast Fringe?
I feel like I have to explain the original thought process of where I landed at Fringe. When I left venture capital in like 2020, I was like, what am I? Like all the stuff that you were talking about, like trying to get to the essence of like what the fuck you are. Basically, I was like trying to think through that. And I was like, there is no like common thread that I can really come up with. Like I'm interested in what I'm interested in. It's like weird. There's not necessarily a correlation. I'm interested in learning about shit. And I don't know, it's not in a particular category. And that isn't your dictionary definition of what fringe means. But right. I was like, I kind of liked that it was like abrasive and like almost alarming to a certain respect. Like I felt like it was something that demanded attention. So when I was thinking about building a brand, I felt like it was close enough and I could make it my own thing. And I felt like there wasn't anybody that was like really running with that. Like branding wise, what do you know of Fringe? You have like the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. They do one in fucking New York.
I definitely didn't know that one.
It's actually pretty popular though.
Yeah. With whom?
Scottish theater kids and comedians and shit like that.
Well, okay.
It's fairly popular.
There you go. That's a pretty good crowd for podcasts.
Dude, the Fringe Festival is gonna fucking come for you, dude.
Yeah, are they?
They're gonna come.
I'm gonna
rope rugs roll you up in one of these bad boys.
No, so
that's your internet beef.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
the Fringe Festival.
Dude, that would be an awesome internet beef.
Me
I'd love
fighting
that.
And
I'm gonna collaborate with them. That's the best part of it.
The drama kids, like, oh man.
Oh, dude.
And I'm like a huge fan of the arts, so like
Yeah.
I don't need to fight with them, but like it might.
They
be
need
fun.
to fight with you, dude.
Yeah, they need it. They need to make the money.
So I don't know. I went through like a bunch of different shit. It was called Fringe Mob at first because I was just like, let's just fucking lean into this being as like because if you Google like Fringe, it'll show you like revolutions in like fucking Africa or whatever, and just like a bunch of weird shit. It's like
I don't think it'll show you revolutions in Africa, but I bet it'll show you a bunch of weird shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'll digress. I'm gonna put it up.
Yeah,
like,
I
what
know,
I'm talking about right on screen, just to be an asshole. And then it was the French label because I was just like, I want to make something where I can just like it's like a stamp, sort of like it doesn't. There's no other common thread other than like it's just like worth looking at. Like I wanted to find shit that was worth looking at and amplify it.
So the word you pulled out was weird, and like I'm with you because you are a little weird, but you're not like so weird that you're beyond the norm,
right?
And I think that's part of the Fringe piece, right? Like it's just like, you're not a real academic, you're a fringe academic,
yeah,
right?
Yep.
Like that, and so when you started to explain it to me, is that like it's that thing, the next thing, the piece there, I got that, right? And I get, so like now you're sitting here, new table,
dude,
new Fringe rug.
Mm-hmm. There's actually no fringes on this rug, but I'm cheating.
Yeah, but I got it. I got the rope. I see the rope. I got it. So now it's a Fringe rug. It doesn't matter. Like, where do you think you can be in 6 months?
Profitable.
Yeah.
First profitable. It's the first step. Like you need to have a lifeblood to be able to operate.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it as like just being able to buy my freedom back, basically. Like I'm not free yet, you know?
Yeah, no, you actually have to be able to pay for things, I guess. And you're never really free.
I can based on work that I've already done, but like I want to be able to
that's
do
an
it
investment.
Forward. Yeah.
That's an investment. You
Right.
need to break even monthly first, and then
I feel very confident that I'm going to be able to do that.
You need to do that. Then you need to repay the investment.
Right.
And then you need to grow. So
first profitable, and then directly after that, I just want to be immersed in all the things that I haven't had time to be immersed in, really.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really enjoyed all the live, and I've been saying this for a long time to you privately, but like I really enjoy all the live show stuff, music, comedy. Like I just feel like that's where you meet the people that I'm trying to meet.
Mm-hmm.
And bring to a place like this now where I have the ability to like pick their brain, to help them develop a show, whatever the fuck it happens to be. Like I have a home for that now.
Who should be calling you and saying, Chris, I want to make a podcast?
People that have something to talk about. Ironically, it's probably the people that should be calling me probably don't know that they should be calling me, or don't want to call me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, you're kind of creepy. So like once you get their phone number, it's tough to make you go away.
Yeah.
But no, in honesty, like which talent should be calling you first? Like where do you go first with this?
One big misconception about podcasting in particular is that it's low barrier to entry. Like it's not, if you want to do it at this point, because like you need to have a high production value, or you need to be so like undeniably good, and that usually takes time. Like that's an anomaly if you're just out of the box like that. So I say that to say like people that have something but don't have the funds to invest in it. Like that's my job, is to go find the profitability elsewhere so that I can invest time into the people that need all of the things that I spend my time becoming profitable.
So I'll push back a little bit more, but like again, who is that? Who's the first set?
I'm most excited to do that with comics.
Yeah.
Because they're fucking poor.
Yeah. God, I wanted to make a Beth show. Dude, I'm
I wish I could have
telling
made
you,
that, dude. I would fucking love mad.
She's special in my opinion, like crazy special, and I love it. And so again, like when Claire actually comes, we're gonna make us tell stories about Annabeth.
I can't wait,
dude. I'm still perplexed that she listened. Like when she came in and said that, I was like, what? Like you listened to what I had to say? Like that was remarkable to me, because like, and it was so matter of fact the way she came out with it. Like,
well,
what?
think about you with this show, man. Like, what are the things that I hear you repeat the most often when there's like positive feedback? And I'm not saying that like somebody was like blowing like smoke up your ass about how great the show was or whatever. Like sometimes that's a component about it, because it's true. Like you put a lot of work into your show. But like when something positive like that happens, that's the thing that drives you the most. So how would that be any different for her?
Yeah, no, you just never think you're the person doing it.
Yeah.
Like that's just a natural, like, because she came in, was on the show, and then she left. Uh-huh. And like so Annabeth then lived in our social, right? Yeah. In our minds. It became a figment.
Minds and hearts.
Yeah, minds and hearts. And so when she came back in and was like, oh no, I did this because like we talked about it. I was like, that's why you're the recurring guest.
Yeah.
Because like she was as small a social following as anyone, with as few hours on the stage as anyone I think that I've ever met that's actually doing it.
Fringe.
Yeah, Fringe. And then, like, you got the report back on Megabeth's show today.
Yeah, I love that shit, man.
And, like, it's that good. It's that good. You can't stop watching.
Yeah.
Like, I really would love to go again right now, but I like, it's Tuesday night, and I missed it. So
we're going to certainly go again, though.
No, like, that's like, first of the year, wherever she's playing, I want to hit every month. I want to hit a show.
Yeah, I gotta experience.
Like,
this.
I don't even think I paid. I probably need to Venmo her some money or something.
Yeah, definitely.
So, like, yeah, now I have her number, so I could. That'd be nice for Christmas.
You should do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, I don't think we paid. I think it was like free to go into the thing.
Yeah.
Like, how do you, and like, they don't sell alcohol. So, like, all we bought was a liquid death.
They're trying to get on fucking stage, dude.
Yeah, but like, the guy that owns the space, what's he doing? He's got to be creepy.
He's fucking hammered in the back.
Yeah,
They're all hammered.
He's got to be super creepy.
For sure.
Yeah, that guy's Fringe.
Nah, that guy's not Fringe, dude. You're not putting that fucking guy
He goes
on me.
over. Yeah. Whoever that is. No, the guy was actually quite nice. We actually met him. But and just in general, I'm looking at it and going, oh, here, like, there are people that are investing in startup comedians early, right? And like giving them time on stage. And like, again, I think, how do you set up whether it's the KPIs or the, like, how do you start to think about, okay, how much time do you need with someone to see if there's a show there or not?
I don't know. I haven't started doing it yet.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
But you've seen enough shows.
How long? I mean, yeah, but a lot of it, usually it's not from the inception. Like, it's a rental business. People are at that point, like, they're trying to justify. They've already justified rather that they need to pay for a studio for one reason or another, whether that's because they're gonna make more money off of it, it's gonna grow the show, or vanity. It's usually one of those things.
Yeah, I agree entirely.
Man, I love taking vanity money. I have no problem with it whatsoever.
Mine.
Yeah,
that's mine.
No, that's not true though.
Yeah, it is.
I love to say Hollywood Noble, but it's not
super
true.
Hollywood.
You are fucking super Hollywood, but it's not.
That's right.
That's not why you're doing it.
She knows.
I mean, it is part of why you're doing it.
Yeah, it's 100% why.
No, it's not. It's not 100%.
Well, 98%.
You're too smart. That's for dumb people to just
like,
do it.
Look. It's the easiest way to meet Emily Gilmore.
Yeah, it's that.
Like, there. Otherwise, it's just weird when I start calling 80-year-old women. Right?
I'm sure they appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they do.
You're doing all this new stuff with your hair and stuff. Like,
I'm not doing any new stuff with my hair.
You did one of the times, I think. I think you put something in it one time.
No, I have stuff in it now. Yeah. You have to.
Have you always put stuff in your hair?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. All right.
Not when it was longer. It could be longer when it was fuller, but I'm much more bald now. So it can't be. So now I got to like blow dry it and put a little something in it. Or otherwise it looks like I'm bald.
Yeah. It's tough. I'll be there.
Dude, I know. We all know. We all know you'll be there. So you go down in the comedy club. What do you think you're looking for? What's like, as you start to identify your talent and start to think about that, what are you looking for? It can't just be funny, right? Like, that's not enough.
No, it's a lot of it is timing, catching somebody at the right time where it makes sense for them, and just kind of the attitude is right around it for both of us. Like, I've said this to you, like, you know, there'll be a client that comes in and I'll be like, oh, this person's gonna be a pain in the ass, or like, I don't like fucking working with rappers. Like, there a lot of that.
Did you know Chris was a battle rapper?
What?
Yeah, I want to fucking find
out. You
out.
want to drop some bars? Yeah, can you rap?
I feel like Mac might fucking be nasty at rapping.
No.
Yeah. No?
Not even close.
Not even if Villanova shows up right now. And
you can't just like drop some diss tracks?
They show up with a fucking trophy around their fucking Cuban link.
I'm not good on the spot like that.
No.
Clearly, I couldn't ask David a question.
Yeah, but you've been writing fucking battle bars about Villanova
yeah,
ever since
she's
that
like
TikTok.
I don't think she could freestyle. I don't think she could freestyle, but she could probably, you could go write it.
If you give me like a week, I'll write it up in my notes.
All right, you got a week. We want to see it.
We're going to be right here for Fringe Podcast. We want to see it. We fucking drop spin bars of Villanova. I would love to. A lot of F-bombs out of this guy. Yeah.
Seriously.
Chris, what do you want to accomplish?
To be honest with you, I'm reeling that this is a thing right now.
Yeah, this is cool.
I'm not saying it's the craziest thing in the world. You just think about it for a very long time, then it happens.
This is big for you.
It's fucking gigantic for me. There you go.
I've got a million text messages where I said, I'm really proud of what you're doing and all those things, all the nice things. But like, what do you want to achieve? Not like get this cleaned up? What do you want?
No,
what do you
no.
want to achieve here?
No, it goes back. It's not just that I want to develop the shows either. It's like that's my contribution to the greater thing. Like I watched I guess like the previous generation of this stuff like online, right? As a fan of comedy, as a fan of like the New York podcasting scene and stuff. That's part of the disbelief part now where I'm like, it's different people now, which I love because I wouldn't want to like be chasing after people that I watch and shit. Like I would rather grow with the people and stuff than the new people. So being more of a part of that and with under the guise or I need to contribute to something. I don't want to just be there. So my contribution is helping to build these shows and do all the other things that those people that are talented at what they're talented at, whether it's comedy, whether it's music, whatever, they do that part of it. My contribution is like executing it and getting it out to people.
Don't you want to be the best podcast producer
Yeah.
in the business?
Yes.
Why couldn't you just say that?
I described it.
Well, yeah, but it was really boring. Listen, you describe it, and then like I wanted to like, do you want to be the best?
Yeah.
What do you think it's going to take to be the best? You haven't thought about that? Like,
No, I have. It's just a hard question to answer. I think about it a lot.
why is it hard to answer? As in you don't know the answer?
Yeah, because I know how to create a high quality product, but like that wouldn't be sufficient enough to be the best.
Yeah.
You know,
You're
like,
just another great editor. You're another great making sure the camera's turned on person.
That's why it's difficult or confusing to me. And I'm getting to the level now where I can start testing my theories basically of what would make you the best. So like, I think it's bringing people from more traditional productions in some cases, like I do all of this shit, right? That usually there's a credit screen where there's a list of, 20, 50 people. And that's not to make this sound super complex because one person can do it. I'm not saying that it can't, but to do it at the highest level, just in terms of technical production quality, I think there is a place where you bring everybody in to do that. And I think that's one thing that could contribute to you being the best podcast producer. I also think it's about, like I said, going out there and actually being immersed in stuff, actually having relationships with these people, being a part of these productions and being on camera and on mic in some circumstances, not forcing yourself into shit, because that I've always hated. I know we joke around like, oh, he likes seeing himself on camera. I do. It's true. I like it. I like being a part of it. But I think I've done a very good job of not forcing myself in the actual episodes and stuff. Getting myself into the positions to be on these shows and stuff, absolutely, that's been deliberate.
When I think of a good podcast, I often think about the relevancy in the moment.
Yeah.
And I've watched good podcasts go bad.
They all do.
Right.
They have a shelf life.
What do you think that run looks like? Like where do you start to lose the audience or lose the fringe? Because like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great podcasts that I think of and I'm like, that guy fucking sucks now.
Yeah. I think
He's taking himself way too seriously.
Yeah, I think some of the enchantment kind of wears off at certain times. I think just the world changes and whatever drove it to relevance or to be important at that time, like all the shit, I'll give you I'll give you Shane Gillis, for example, right? Like I told you that I think his 2020 like YouTube special was like the fucking one of that year for sure. And then like of other years, I'm still like a huge like Shane fan, but I'm not like, I feel kind of like that.
You don't like his tires?
No, I didn't like it as much as like I've liked other stuff.
You're wrong, but that's all right.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, your
whatever.
opinion's wrong.
That's fine.
You never know what you're talking about anyway. But I mean, I think when
do I think it's good? Yeah. Is it my favorite thing that he's done or that I?
No, I agree with that.
It's not.
I agree with that. So on Two Bears recently,
that was a show I really liked for a small window of time.
So I don't like Tom. I like Burr, and like I would listen to the Adam Roy episode where he was Dr. Phil the other day after seeing the Dr. Phil special, and I didn't realize that wasn't Dr. Phil all the way to the end, and I'm
Seriously?
like, yeah, and I'm like, Dr. Phil is a pervert. Like, what's wrong with Dr. Phil, dude? I'm like, didn't like.
That's awesome.
And like, I didn't catch it. Like, I miss these things, right?
You
I
had some or
Chef.
whatever.
I had seen the episode, which was a good stand-up special, I thought. And like, I was like, oh, this is good. And like, it wasn't great, but it was good. And then I listened to the podcast. I was like, oh, this is a pretty good podcast. I can't believe Dr. Phil is like this. And then it turns out it wasn't Dr. Phil at all.
Yeah.
It was promoting the stand-up. I just caught it late. So in that show recently, Bert was talking about shit-talking people on the podcast 300 episodes ago, and now the guy's on the podcast, right? Like it was what's like the biggest? He's married to Kristen Bell, Dax.
Dax Shepard.
Yeah, that's who it was. And like Dax thought,
understandable. I feel like it's like a guy that I just look at him and I'm like, I want to shit talk this guy.
Right, and that's basically what happened. And then like apparently Bert was a fan, and he's like,
yeah,
and he's like, yeah, and so like I screwed this all up, and then comes on the show, and it's like we are subject to that, right?
Yeah.
Like you watch the show, like all 17 people that listen to this show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, this guy with 4 million listeners doesn't know what this is fucking terrible.
Dude, do you know how bad? Like if it ever gets to the point where Shane Gillis sees me talk that I didn't even say that I don't like him anymore.
Right.
You know how much that will crush my soul as like a big Shane Gillis fan, but like it's the truth. That's what I think. So I have to say it.
It's tough in comedy to continually elevate.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of like,
especially when you get that big, dude, that's what I was originally getting at by bringing him up. Like that he was the antithesis of everything culturally at that time and fucking pulled it off somehow. Like he just did it well. Until no, I'm talking about after SNL.
Yeah.
That's way after SNL.
Is it?
Yeah. It's like 2 years after SNL. I was working at Loeb when the SNL shit happened.
All right.
The YouTube thing dropped like probably end of 2020, mid 2020, something like that.
I got to go back and check that because it's like, anyway.
I promise you.
Yeah, I guarantee that. I guarantee that you promise it and it's right.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you're sitting there and Shane Gillis is here?
Oh, dude,
and it'd probably be in a different building, but yeah.
Yeah. It just, you'd be surprised though. You'd be surprised at who just walks into a bit. Like the place that I was just at was like the most fucking like noteworthy, like the most respectable place in the world in terms of just location and stuff. Like it's above a laundromat.
Yeah.
It's great. It's phenomenal. And I had some of the best experiences of my life there and all that stuff. Right. But my point is like some of the biggest acts in the world are over there.
What do you do when you drive a podcast up and it starts to die as the producer?
Oh, fuck.
Right? Like these are the things now you're going to have to start thinking about if you want to make hit shows.
Be honest, and then when they don't change shit, abandon it, probably.
That's it. Let them sink. Let them sink without you. Bring your hair to the next show.
No, dude, like I'm going to try to make honest feedback. They're not going to listen, and then you probably have to leave.
Yeah.
I'm not staying on a sinking ship just because like I like you. Like if you are making the choice to not better what needs to be bettered, then like that is your decision. And I also have my decision.
I think part of what I hope Fringe starts to mean also is that willingness to stay at the front of the game. Right. To like,
I think a lot of people are willing. You're saying to do the things necessary
to stay good, not make more money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you can't be worried about losing a sponsor and running a great podcast.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, there's, if you're not pushing you can't grow.
Which is why I'm so, like, I answered your question when you're trying to get me to say best podcast producer with like being partners with these people and shit. You have to like diversify, because you also have to survive.
Yep.
You have to diversify so that when you do that one thing and it gets picked up by the wrong or right people, depending where you're standing and how you value that sort of thing, and all of your ad money goes to zero like overnight, because that will happen if you're doing the right things. That will happen at some point, probably at multiple points. So it's good that you have your whatever, like 5 figures coming in through Patreon if you're lucky enough or just successful enough, to keep you afloat, to keep everybody that's working on this and like all the other project, your fucking tires project, like, and everything else, keep paying all those people. Like, there's a clip of Shane with Louis C.K. He has Louis C.K. on the pod, and he's like, okay, like, I gotta do this ad for whatever, and then we're going into the Patreon. And Louis C.K. is like, you gotta do an ad before you go onto the Patreon. He's like, when is it enough, Shane? When is enough? And he's like completely embarrassed, but he's like, oh, I gotta pay like Nardini and like this guy, and Louis like keeps railing on him, obviously.
Yeah,
but there's truth to that.
Louis not gonna let him off the hook, because that's just the killer. But like, yeah, there's no enough for Louis either. No. So yeah, I get it.
I like the way that he does things.
Well, he owns it.
Yeah,
he has to.
Yeah. I mean the way he does his like business stuff as well. Like,
well, what do you like about it?
Can go, I like when it's so hard to like productize like digital media stuff, and he does it. Like, you can go buy his specials. He'll do like deals on like, if you buy 6 of them, it's like not $7 a special, it's $5 a special, and like he has his newsletter thing correctly and all that sort of stuff. Like, I'm impressed and interested when people are able to successfully do that. And it's not just Louis was once one of the biggest stand-up comics. I still think that he is. Also, Some people don't think that. I think that's bullshit. And I'm not even just talking about in terms of talent. Like, I think still he's one of the biggest by numbers of people that pay attention to him and follow him.
He just can't catch any mainstream, coverage.
Unless he does something wrong.
Yeah, and complain about it. So no, I mean, I think it's this is like the 5th podcast you recorded in here, something like that.
Yep.
So it's exciting to be able to have you on the show for that reason, like at that start. And I think, I think that's where, if I had my druthers and where I could get the show too, that's where it would be, is like, you're doing something new. Come on here and talk about what's going through your head at the time, even if you don't know, even if you don't have all the answers, but come in and talk about it. Like, because like I don't have the answers, but I'm willing to like listen. And so for me, that's like, this is the perfect guest. I say that knowing you got a big head, but like, it's the perfect guest. It's the perfect time to come on the show. And that's why I was like, hey, you're not just for Christmas, but like, hey, let's record like this night, tonight. Let's do this. Cause like, it'll never be fresher.
No.
It'll never be raw. You'll never be less successful than you are today. Like, those are realities. You'll never be closer to what you want to be in the future, because real life will now start to play out. And so it's just a nice inflection point in your career. And so if you were sitting here as you are, what would you tell someone else that was sitting wondering, could I do it myself?
Yeah, you can if you do it.
What does that mean? You can if you do it. That sounds like you've been talking to David Noble.
Yeah.
That sounds like some serious David Noble shit.
Unfortunately, that's true. You can if you do it, dude. Like, I just watched, and I do think that it's important at different phases to do, like, you're just going to do different things. But I'm not here if I didn't sit in Stanford for like 2 years and just like watch shit and like not know what I was doing with my life and like just sit in that, even though it's like painful and uncomfortable and stuff. And then you're like, okay, I've done enough sitting. Like I need to go out and start doing stuff. And you beat on walls and you have no idea what the hell you're doing. Maybe there are certain people that are cut out for certain things, but I think that if you manage to do something enough, it will work.
That's magic.
Yeah.
Just do it enough. Having gone through different difficult periods of time in my life, I think, and I've given this advice to other people at different times, like, just don't do anything.
Yeah.
Just feel it. Like, just let it get to you. Like, let it be a part of you. And then, like, I said, well, no, I got to get out of this. I'm like, it didn't work out. I got to do it. Like, no. Think about why it didn't work out. Get into it. Feel it. Find that thing. Don't force the thing, right? It's kind of like you're talking about getting into the show. Like, don't force the producer can't force through the show. It can't be the producer's show. And I think a lot of times when you have a failure, when you have a real challenge, like, you need to feel that. And I think most of us want to run away from it. Most of us want to smoke a bowl. Most of us want to get hammered, like not think about it. And it's like, no. Feel that. So when things go wrong the next time, you know the difference. And like when they go wrong, now it's time to change this route. And I think that's really critical for young people that are starting to build their own thing. Because like it's super easy when you're successful. Like everything's easy when you're being successful. It's when you failed, when you lost, when you're down, that's where you learn, I think, the really most important things. And so I always try to ask people to feel that moment. And it sounds like you did when you were in Stanford. Like you
Stanford, and then when I was back here too.
Yeah. And like,
I went through
that's not where you're going.
No.
Like you can go broke and you're still not going there.
No. Honestly, it's one thing that concerns me. What does that look like? Like, because I know it's not all going to be fairy tales and shit forever, but
no. And like 2 months, 2 months it's going to suck.
But that's
months.
why it scares me so much, because I know it won't be like it was before. And I'm wondering, so what is it going to look like? I know it's going to suck, and I don't know what that could look like.
Well, you should be building the resiliency and the experience and the mental maps to be able to fight out of the next thing faster, better, stronger, etc. And like that's where on level ups, you're going to fall on your face. And if you don't, that's luck, or you just haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
And so it is super hard to level up. And I think, other people have come on the show and talked about thinking they were going to have this linear path. And like, they're not just talking about like, I do this and then I go there. It's also like, I consistently get better over time.
Right.
And whereas like, it's just a step system. So you have to do all the work before you get any benefit at all. And so as I think about the process, like, there's a point where you can stop trying to level up and you just are comfortable.
Mm.
But I don't think those of us in this room right now anyway are those type of people. And so you're continually trying. So if you want to become the best podcast producer, you're going to have some dark days between here and there. And so having felt that, having gone through it, you'll know the difference between a bad day here and a bad day here.
Yeah.
And that's where I think, you need to be able to connect those dots mentally and know, well, yeah, this day sucks. And like, I'm going to be 2 days late on rent or this bill, but I'm not done. And I'm not even anywhere near where I was before.
No,
like when I started.
For me, I think right now, the biggest thing to obstacle to kind of grow around or past or whatever is just like being in control of your mind state. Because I can fluctuate all like top of the world to bottom of this is all fucked. This is all gonna like burn in front of my very eyes, like years of work within like one day, within like hours.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I like that's something that I think is both important and needs to be controlled. I don't think I'm here without being able to reach those different spectrums of emotion and mind state, because I have to feel all of the things that I'm working on. So it's a capacity to be able to go in those different places. But in your life and when you're making business decisions and strategic decisions, you have to be in the driver's seat of that. It doesn't mean that you're going to be, middle of the road or something like that, but you need to be able to pull yourself back in and not fly off of the handle with shit. That's kind of what I mean.
As we wrap this up, I got a really great question from a student for you today. And I'm really excited for you to hear this.
Big fan.
This was not 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went long. Nope, that's not it. It's not that one. This is it.
Hi, Chris. Curious to know. Big fan here. Curious to know. Are you afraid you're gonna get shot now that you're CEO?
She's great, man. She's great.
Do you think you're going to get shot now that you're a CEO?
Yeah, maybe by that one guy that found my phone number.
What about the rappers?
The Stallone.
like I can't wait till there's like shooting in your studio.
Please don't wish that on me.
It's just like not for the insurance. Well, you're not allowed to do OnlyFans, so that's not.
That's true.
That's not happening.
OnlyFans and Wild Animals, which I feel like it was weird that they put those right next to each other. But
what about Annabelle?
I don't know. If she's on OnlyFans, I don't know.
No, I think she might be wild.
No, I know, but yeah, I can't deny that away.
Yeah.
I can deny the OnlyFans thing away.
Man, what's your conspiracy on the CEO murder? You think it's just a rich kid? Think he's set up? What's the story here?
I don't think much about it, to be honest with you. Like in terms of like, was it real? Was it really him or not? I kind of just think about the story and like how do I feel about the story?
You don't see the conspiracy there?
I don't care.
Yeah, Chris.
I don't
Chris
care
is
about
a little
it, really.
bit conspiracy theorist sometimes.
Am I? Name one. Yeah.
He's a rap battler as well. I just make up lies about Chris as if like I want to. Yeah, you didn't. I thought it was amazing that like at this point in time, someone can shoot someone in Midtown Manhattan, get on a city bike, and disappear for at least a number of days.
I don't think it's that crazy.
Oh, it's bonkers to me.
I don't think
like
it's that
the
crazy.
amount of cameras.
Yeah, that's great, but you also have to have like people that are competent enough to find the person.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
There's a lot of like at some point it'll be crazy and it won't happen again anymore. But we're not like
wouldn't happen
quite
in China
there yet.
Wouldn't happen in China.
Probably
Couldn't
not.
get away with that.
No, probably not.
You'd be picked up on video.
Probably
wouldn't happen in UK.
I think there's a very, very small margin that it could happen.
And I just didn't think it could still happen in Midtown New York. But it did.
Dude.
Which gives me hope.
That's
that
why
you can again become a criminal.
That's true. It scares the shit out of me with the drones because it just proves the point that I made. Like either you're covering stuff up or whatever. Like
they're looking for
shit can go
they're
wrong.
looking for a nuclear thing.
Who's that?
The government. That's counterintelligence. That's US.
Did you know that David was in the CIA and the FBI?
I am
You're
not
making that up.
He a fed.
So that's the episode, man. I think you really got through a lot of that stuff and started to arc it out. It took a little bit at first, but like I really, really want to see you grow as a person from here. And like it won't happen in a straight line. It has to be bad. Like there has to be bad points. And how
do you think it goes bad?
It just
scares the shit out of me that I do. Like I know that it will. I know that it will. I do not know how.
Yeah, I mean,
that is the most terrifying position that I can imagine. You won't
pick up as much work as you think out of the gate, and that will start to make you question. And then if you make bad decisions at that inflection point, instead of staying the course and keeping pushing and keeping getting the word out, then that's where something could go wrong. And then that would require us to make a correction. More likely than not, you're not going to see the wild growth that you hope and anticipate. You're going to have a couple of shows that you invest in that fail, and you're really just having mid outcomes for a longer period of time while you learn to be the best podcast producer you can be. And there will be times where you question yourself. I think looking at the numbers and having seen the numbers and talked to you about it, you're probably just like, you can go, as long as you don't spend money on food, you can just probably go along forever on this. But in reality, I think the real question is like, you going, is it worth it? Especially when you're losing out on that show didn't work out and that show didn't work out and that show didn't work out. That's the most likely scenario. But then the next one after that is when you move to a bigger studio.
Yeah.
And you move up and you think that. And so like, when you're here, I think you'll be probably just fine. And like, you'll have questions and you'll have those fluctuations. And really what you should be doing is steeling yourself up for that next level up. Like, you've already made the level up from hourly $10.99 podcast producer to this is the new level, right?
Right.
Well, this level is to teach you how to go to the next one. This is not the end.
Yep.
And so that's more likely where you're going to have questions, because you're going to lose control. You're going to have somebody that you need that disappears and quits. You're going to have this. That's where you'll probably hit a bit of a dark patch. And then after that, you'll just retire on Easy Street.
You're funny, man.
Yeah, that's how it
You
is.
just contradicted yourself, by the way.
No, after the second bad spot, once you level up to that 3-4 studios,
that's when I'm
going
to retire and go
yeah,
away.
You're just gonna go
did he just Mac?
He's
you were here at that point.
No, that was facetiousness, not
big word. Look at this academic that we have in our midst.
A real academic.
That's got to be the name of the episode. David Noble, a real academic.
There you go. Like, what do you got? Chris Mueller, a real podcast producer.
Hell yeah, man.
So congratulations, man.
Thank you, man. It really means a lot.
A lot of work to get here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mac.
Yes, you're welcome.
I hope you turn it on.
Imagine.